So hello and welcome to this week's meditation, a meditation to start this week. This is week number 7 of our regular weekly meditations using mindfulness-based stress reduction method, which is a method of meditating which enables us to better manage stress, reduce stress, cope with stress, because life comes with stress. And the theme of our meditation this week, I'm calling Wake Up, Wake Up. And let me start with a quote by Rumi. I love Rumi. He has a very beautiful quote to help us move into this theme of waking up. Rumi says, this is his quote, he says, each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. Each day we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. So in mindfulness literature in particular, the phrase waking up is something that you probably will have heard used quite often. And it's quite contradictory, isn't it? Because we are awake. I'm speaking to you right now, and the only way that I can speak to you, the only way that I can allow myself to speak is because I'm awake. So when we say mindfulness, wake up, it sounds quite contradictory. But what we're talking about is when we talk about waking up, what we're talking about is really learning to step out of autopilot. Now, autopilot simply refers to things that we do um, that we have done so often that we're no longer aware that we're doing it. And really, in mindfulness, when we talk about autopilot, we are talking about um, finding ourselves being controlled really by the mind and by the mind's thinking. Sometimes we find ourselves in thinking mode all the time and not being able to step out of thinking. We find ourselves embracing patterns of behavior, unconscious patterns of behavior, um, that we're not even aware that we're doing because they're unconscious. And so in mindfulness, when we talk about waking up, what we're referring to is to step out of the autopilot, the normality of life, and rather step into presence, step into being more present to what we are doing. And so a typical example of autopilot is when, for example, you wake up in the morning and immediately you wake up in the morning. This has happened to me too, and I've had to take conscious steps to become better in this particular instance. But when we wake up in the morning, sometimes we immediately just go straight into what the mind is saying. Yes, the voice in the head kicks in. We begin to worry about getting to work on time. We begin to worry about how our day is going to be like. Perhaps we tap into a conversation that the mind is playing about something that happened whenever it happened. And we do so because it almost feels like the normal thing to do. And in doing so, in tapping into those conversations going on here, those thought processes going on, we forget that actually we are at that time brushing our teeth, that we are having a sip of tea at that time. We forget that perhaps members of the family are around that need our attention. We're so caught up in the stories going on here that we forget to be present. So in mindfulness, waking up is bringing our conscious attention to what we are doing as we are doing it. Um, as I'm talking to you, being aware of every single word coming out of my mouth, and indeed all my hand movements as I'm talking to you, giving you giving this recording my fullest attention. Just being fully aware. What does that give me? What does stepping out of autopilot give me? What does waking up give me? Waking up gives me a sense of presence. It gives me a sense of internal peace. Internal peace because I'm not worrying about what my mind is worrying about. I am here and now. It gives me a sense of gratitude, um, a sense of thankfulness for being present, for being here. But in mindfulness, we talk about focus. We talk about concentration. Indeed, we also talk about um, being able to step into flow. And being able to step into flow, being able to focus, being able to concentrate, being able to be present, yes, being able to be creative, really comes from when we are awake. And so let's be more awake this week. Let's make it our intention this week to bring a sense of presence to our bodies, bring a sense of presence to our thinking, to our mind, bring a sense of awareness to how we are emoting at this time, how we are feeling. Bring a sense of presence to what your soul needs at this moment. This is what it means to me to wake up. And so our meditation today, our 10-minute meditation, which we're going to do right now, and I'm setting my alarm, is a meditation for waking up. And so let's get ourselves into a comfortable position for this meditation. Taking a deep breath in and taking another breath in. And with this third breath in, to allowing yourself to become more present, more awake to where you are right now. Getting yourself into a comfortable position as best as you can. Allowing your body to arrange you, whether you're sitting, lying, or standing, stepping into your body, stepping into the here and now. Allowing your breathing to welcome you here and now. Arriving here and now. And noticing yourself breathing gently in and out. And now, as you breathe in and out, taking yourself back to the first breath that you noticed when you woke up this morning. As you breathe in and breathe out, just following your breath and taking yourself back to the very first breath that you took this morning. The first breath that kick-started your day. Going back to your first breath, welcoming your first breath in here, bringing a sense of gratitude for your first breath, and leveraging that first breath that you took when you woke up this morning, that very first breath, that breath of presence, the breath of aliveness, and bringing that first breath, the experience of that first breath in and out, bringing that very first breath to this breath. And as you breathe in this breath now, becoming really present here, waking up to here, waking up to this breath, waking up to realizing that there is only this breath. And feeling any sensations that you feel around your body as you keep on taking this breath in and out, waking up to any sensations that you feel, warm sensations around your body, perhaps around the back of your head, just a warm sensation or cooler sensations around your legs, bringing awareness to your body with each breath that you're taking now, waking up to any sensations, waking up to any feelings, waking up to any tiny pains that you may feel on the body, waking up to here and now, waking up to what is here, bringing attention to your mind, noticing what's happening across the screen of your mind, what thoughts are arising, just noticing them without getting involved in them, waking up to them, allowing, watching, noticing the thoughts, just waking up to them, being present to them, being present to the sounds that you hear around you, any sound, birds chirping, television playing in the background, the sound of the tap, people talking, waking up to sounds, and just waking up to the here and now, sitting in presence, sitting in space, in a space of awareness of your surroundings, Just sitting here now for a second, together in the silence of space. And if your mind wanders as you sit here together, as we sit here together in space, in the space of silence, if your mind wanders, that's okay. No need for judgment here. Just bring the mind back to the breath, into your breathing, and back to sitting here together in the space of silence, in this moment, waking up. And as we come towards the end of this waking up practice, just making a commitment as we come to the end of this practice that this week, started from this moment here and now, bringing awareness to what is happening around us as it is happening. Committing to waking up to each moment with gratitude, waking up to self, waking up to others, waking up to the world. And now taking this breath in and out. And one more time, taking a breath in and out. And waking up as we open up our eyes, waking up to this particular moment here and now. And thank you for attending this meditation, this waking up practice. Waking up is such a powerful theme in mindfulness and in mindfulness literature and in being mindful. Our commitment this week is to pay more attention to what we are doing as we are doing it and to notice then the difference that that makes. That's very important. Not just waking up, but noticing what occurs, what happens to you, what you feel, what you sense, what you notice as you wake up to what is happening around you. And so coming towards the end of this practice, I always like to end with reading the actual quote that we use to kickstart the meditation. This becomes our quote for the week. Each morning we are born again. This is a quote by Rumi. Each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. And might I add, what we do in this moment is what matters most. See you next week.